Shalom. First off, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the hopeful elect that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. And to all my brothers out here preaching this truth to you, I say Shalom. This your brother Matazar coming from the Chicago camp, coming back at you again with another lesson entitled 2500 Cops Leave the Force. 2,500 cops leave the force. All right. So let's take a look. First off, I just want to say that, you know, there's order comes from the chaos. So order out of chaos. So these things, there's reasons behind these budget cuts. Okay. There's all of this is to bring everything to a head. Okay. Um, Esau creates his order out of chaos. All right, it says New York's finest continue to bolt from the job at an alarming rate, according to new data obtained by the Post. And some cops worry the exodus will only get worse because the city plans to cancel the next 5 police academy classes, shrinking the nation's largest police force to the smallest it's been in decades. A total of 2,516 New York Police Department cops have left so far this year, the fourth highest number in the past decade and 43% more than the 1,750 who hightailed it in 2018 before the pandemic and crime spikes hit the city. NYPD pension data show. The number of cops quitting before they reach the 20 years required to receive their full pensions also skyrocketed from 509 in 2020 to 1,040 so far this year, an alarming 104% increase, the data show. The years of departures and lack of replacements are now taking a toll, forcing the cops to remain on the job to work inhumane amounts of forced overtime. Police Benevolent Association President Patrick Hendry said. All right. So here you have another picture of, it says a total of 22,516 NYPD cops have left so far this year. Okay. It says the workload is a leading factor driving people away from the job, the union leader said. If the NYPD is going to survive these staffing reductions, it cannot just keep squeezing cops for more hours. So they don't have any quality of life. The union has proposed a flexible schedule that would have cops work longer hours on fewer days. All right. And so it says, incredibly, 21 cops walked away from the job earlier this year in just a 2-day period, February 20th and 21st, to join the MTA. Police sources said even former NYPD Commissioner Keechant Sewell stepped down in June amid a steady stream of New York's finest beating her to the punch. All right. And now here's one of the interesting things. Officers typically work 20 years or more to collect their full pension, which can equate to half or 50% of their final average salary. One police officer who asked to be remained anonymous for fear of retribution told the Post he plans to leave the job this summer when he hits 20 years. I keep in contact with the guys and I was in the police academy with, and we all have the same notion, he said of his 2004 class of 2,400 people. I think maybe 95% of us are planning on leaving. So there you have it. Okay. So the purpose of reading this article is to set the stage for what's about to happen. So it's not just happening on the police force, it's happening in every industry where people are having to work or having to do more with less. And some of these places are forcing overtime on people. And so their quality of life, okay, is suffering. All right. You've got whole business industry sectors that are trying to figure out how the trends are going down. They're trying to figure out how they're going to survive. I mean, they have literally mantras on how they're going to win, but you're not going to win. Okay. So that was the purpose of this lesson, is just to reiterate, and let's go over what's about to happen. This is Ecclesiastes 12:3. It says, "In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened." Okay, so that's basically talking about the economy. Okay, it's talking about the economy, and there's not going to be any work. Okay, the grinding is working. Okay, verse 4, "And the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low. And he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low." Okay, so the doors are going to be shut in the streets. All right, and it's going to be dark. The windows are going to be darkened. There's no future. Okay, this is and let's look at the result of how this is all going to go, because this is all the judgment of the Lord. Second Esdras, the 15th chapter, 14. It says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands." Okay? So one people fighting against another people, these are race wars, right? "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power." Okay, so we're talking, let's see, rebellion, uprising, revolt, okay, commotion in the state, concerted attempt to overthrow civil authority. See, that's lawlessness, violent strife between factions, civil or religious disorder, riot, rebelliousness against authority. Okay? Civil disorder, dissension, strife, rebellion, mutiny, literally a going apart, separation. All right? So that's what sedition is. It's lawlessness. Okay? All right? "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes or the authority," that's meaning authority, "and the course of their actions shall stand in their power." See what I got for a note for that. Egyptian versus Egyptian, Isaiah 19. Yeah. "A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid." Boy, when women are afraid, they look to men, okay, to not be afraid, because they look to men for courage. All right. Now you look at these women on all these social media platforms, they'll tell you they don't need a man. We'll see. Verse 19, "A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread, and for great tribulation." So we're just talking right now about the progression, about what's about to happen as the economy continues to take a nosedive, and as you continue to see people being laid off or walking away from their jobs. Okay, we started off by talking about the 2,500 New York police officers walking away from their jobs. All right, which is going to lead to the what? Sedition, lawlessness. This is Micah 7:10. All right. So when you have all that sedition, all right, and you have this all this lawlessness, and there's no so-called order, all right, and you got all this wickedness out here, what do you think is going to happen in these streets? you so-called women. Micah 7:10. Then she that is my enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is Yahweh thy power? Mine eyes shall behold her. Now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the streets. Okay? We're going to see a lot of these women. Okay? A lot of these women we're going to see, especially these Israelite women, we're going to see them be murdered in the street and trodden down and just smashed and stumped on. Well, that's what the scripture says. Okay? So if the Lord said it, that's what's going to happen. I'm just reading to you the progression. Let's go to Isaiah. Because this is what's going to happen. What's going to happen is while all hell is breaking loose, look what the scripture says. It says, in wisdom and stability, Isaiah 33:6, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of Yahweh is his treasure. All right, so that's talking about the men of the Lord. The men of the Lord, because of the wisdom and knowledge and understanding that the Lord gives them, that's going to be their strength of salvation. You see? Talking about the progression. Let's keep going with this progression. Isaiah 13. How things are going to progress in the future. It says, Isaiah 13:12, I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. Okay? So the Lord's going to make a man more precious than fine gold. All right? That means that he's going to be what? Valuable. But the women say they don't need a man. Isaiah 32:2. It says, and a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of waters in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. You see? So being with a man is going to provide you, or man of the Lord is going to provide you with protection. Okay? And lastly, and then we're going to get a chance to say no thank you. No thank you. This is Isaiah 4:1. It says, in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name, to take away our reproach. Okay? So there you have it. All right? 2,500 New York officers, all right, walked away from their jobs. Quite a few of them walked away before they even got their 20 years in. It was like, the hell with that. Okay? And so all of this is just leading up. This is the natural progression, all right, to right before the grinding cease. All right? The Lord is going to empower his men. All right? And while these women are being trodden down in the street, they're going to be begging and looking for a man of the Lord to protect them. And we're going to be able to say yay and nay. No, no, thank you. Oh, that's okay. I'm good. I'm good. All right. I pray this lesson has been edifying. To the next one. Shalom.